All right, let us continue this transmission in the following way. Allow yourselves to please relax and become comfortable in your seats. Let go of the cares of the day. You are right now, right here, in the center of your being, the most important place you need to be, here and now. So allow yourselves to breathe deeply and easily. Feel your body relax, all the way from your head down to your feet, out to your fingertips. Let go of all the things you need not be focused on at this moment other than what is happening before you. And as you continue to breathe gently, deeply, easily, and become more and more relaxed, allow your lights to play and your music to rise. And let the vibrations carry you away as you observe the holotope before you and the play of light and sound that transport you to other realities. Allow yourselves to continue to breathe. Relax and be open. And let the lights come in your eyes and course their way down your nerves, into your brain, into your body. The sounds also, vibrations, find their way within you. Relax, let go, let in. And now allow yourselves the opportunity, as you continue to breathe, to imagine and open up to the infinite array of parallel realities that already exist here and now. And as you contemplate this infinite hall of mirrors, each mirror being another frame, another reality, an alternate universe, another probability, allow yourselves to feel in this moment the tick of the clock that allows you to experience zero. And now redefine yourself from that clean slate with one quality that you prefer yourself to contain. Be it more expansion, more awareness, more love, more creativity, more insight, more action, more abundance in various forms. Allow yourself to simply feel immersed in that singular vibration of that one attribute. Just for the moment, just that one. Allow its resonance to vibrate within you, whatever it may be that you have chosen. And now allow yourself to zero out again, go blank. And now pick another attribute, or the same if you wish, to reinforce it, or add to it, whatever other attribute you prefer to express. Compassion, empathy. Again, awareness, creativity, farsight. Allow yourself to zero out, go blank. See it as a clean slate. Use your imagination in any way you wish to either write on that slate or manifest from that slate in 1, 2, or 3 dimensions or more, in whatever way works for you. But experience the idea of that collapse of all attributes into a zero stasis, a blank slate, empty, void, and then redefine, come back, reappear with new attributes, new ideas, new understandings, new perspectives, new reality. And as you continue with every breath to zero out and recreate new attributes, or the same, more expanded ones, and zero out, and bring back the attributes. Bring back the definitions you prefer. Create the definitions you prefer, and zero out. And as you continue to do this for yourself as an individual, begin to feel the connection you have to the entire earth. And as you zero out, feel the entire earth go blank. It is featureless, just a sphere floating in a void, no expression, nothing on it. And now you see things growing, the trees, the mountains, the streams, the rocks, the animals, the sky, emerging from it, spreading out. Then zero it out, a smooth sphere with no features once again. And now again the attributes come back, again and again, and each time they do, see them more and more in the configuration that you prefer the world to reflect to you. See joy and beauty and nature in harmony. And zero it out, all of it. And once again, with every breath, over and over, each time you zero it out, see things growing again, reconfiguring, recrystallizing in ways that are magnificent and grand and bold and beautiful and bright and lively and loving. And zero out the entire reality. And once again, see them coming back as crystalline forms, growing, becoming more and more in every way, with every pass, representative and reflective of the reality you prefer. Seeing people enjoying their lives, loving one another, creating together, and living lives of fulfillment. And zero it out and bring it all back in whatever configuration now seems most representative of the state you prefer. And zero it out, and zero it out, and bring it back, and zero it out, and bring it back, faster and faster, and zero it out, blank slate, bring it all back, zero it out, blank slate, bring it all back, zero it out, blank slate, bring it all back. And continue to experience the tick of the clock that allows you to go to zero again and again and again and again. The reality is not permanent. The reality is an illusion. You reconfigure it according to your state of being, your vibration of preference, constantly zeroing it out. As you walk through your daily life, go back to zero every moment, every moment, every moment. When you wish to do this exercise, go back to zero every moment, every moment, every moment. As you each take one step and then another, between the steps, you zero out. And you step into a new world. And before you take the next step, you zero out and step into a new world that configures itself and reconfigures itself before your eyes again and again and again, becoming more and more and more the world you prefer to see, to experience, to feel, to live in. More and more. Zero it out with every step, with every breath. Zero, 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 zero. Reshape, 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 reshape. Be the shapeshifters of the world. The shapeshifters of your own free will. The shapeshifters of your destiny, expressed in all the passionate ways that you can imagine. Zero, zero, zero. Regrow, regrow, regrow. Zero, rebirth. Zero, rebirth. Zero, reconfigure. Zero, expand. Zero, expand. Faster and faster and faster. With every breath, every heartbeat, every step. You're walking through portals and portals of parallel realities, passing through the zeros and stepping into a new world. Passing through another zero and stepping into a new world. Passing through another zero and stepping into a new world. These portals, these doorways are open for you. And you see the world around you constantly shifting and changing, growing and reshaping itself in beautiful and bright and brilliant ways. Constantly shifting. Change, change, change. Zero and change, zero and change, zero and change. Let it become smooth and smoother and faster until it is so fast it becomes almost imperceptible that it is happening. Yet you know that it is. You allow it to become smooth, continuous, and automatic. And this is the way you perceive the world. This is the way you perceive the reality. But you now know that you are zeroing out billions of times per second. The earth is zeroing out billions of times per second. The universe is zeroing out billions of times per second and reforming and reshaping and regrowing and expanding in new configurations, each and every time, more and more reflective and representative of the reality you prefer to experience. It is a continuum of change, a paradox, a continuum of change that always goes back to zero, zero, zero. And in that zero, that apparent nothing, is the infinity of all probabilities that you can choose from that are relevant for you in your life. Zero is not empty. It is filled with the probabilities of choice. Zero and everything. Zero and all that is. Zero and infinity are the same. With every breath, with every heartbeat, with every step, zero is infinity. Choose. Zero is infinity. Choose. Zero is infinity. Choose. Let yourself continue to breathe gently and easily with this new understanding crystallizing within your consciousness. Let it sink in. Let the changes flow. Let yourself zero out. There is nothing to fear, for you have infinite choice to be yourself. The self you prefer to be. The self you prefer to see in the reflections around you that you call physical reality. With every step, with every breath, with every beat of your heart, breathe. In and out, a new reality. In and out, a new reality. Every out, you zero out. Every in, you breathe in a new reality. You breathe in a new world. You breathe as a new you. Zero is your freedom to choose. Be free. Be here. Be now. And be at peace. And be in the flow of your true being. Be present. Be you. And feel the waves of the unconditional support and unconditional love that permeate all of existence. It is your lifeblood. It sustains you. It is what and who you are. Existence itself, aware of itself, experiencing itself in all the ways it can. in all the ways that it is, discovering itself anew every moment. New every moment. New every moment. 0, 0, 0. Allow yourself now to simply drift and breathe. Drift and breathe. And float upon the currents of creation, knowing this is now a part of your awareness, a part of your understanding. And that understanding is all it takes to change what you experience, yourself, your reality, your world, your universe, your multiverse, your metaverse. You're all that is to be. Allow your music to soften and your lights to dim. And just float freely in the void, letting it all sink in. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. And welcome home to your true self. 0 and infinity, here and now. Our unconditional love to you all. We hold you in our hearts. Sweet dreams.
I'm going to say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right, thank you. We will, once again, first of all, of course, extend to each and every one of you our deep appreciation for the co-creation of this interaction with our civilization and yours. And we thank you for the gift of allowing us to experience through you that many more facets of the multidimensional crystal of creation. So, we would like to begin this transmission in the following way by discussing the information that is on the diagram before you that we have called the 9 levels of consciousness. This idea has to do with the fact that as a consciousness, as a being, a greater being, you can create different vibratory levels within your overall consciousness that can create certain layerings, certain experiences, certain dimensional realities within that overall consciousness that will allow different aspects, different facets of your consciousness to experience different kinds of realities. In creating the idea, in choosing the idea of experiencing what you call physical reality, which of course is only an experience happening within your consciousness, not really outside of you at all, the idea is that the immediate connection to that level of reality, to that experience of reality, involves at least 9 levels of vibratory consciousness. Now, there are many more levels, but the idea is that these are the ones that are immediately relevant to the experience of physical reality, to allow you to understand both the nature and the structure of how your consciousness shifted its vibrational frequency in a manner and according to a structure that can allow you to experience physical reality. And at the same time, we will demonstrate, with the explanation of this structure, how physical reality has created a perspective that has not really, for quite some time, allowed you to understand the true relationship of these different levels to one another, and thus has, in some way, allowed you to not really clearly see how you can use your relationship to these levels in the most effective way. So we will endeavor in this transmission to clarify the relationship of the different levels within this structure for the purpose of allowing you greater clarity, greater utility of the different levels of consciousness as they allowed themselves to create different frequencies that led to the experience and the crystallization of your consciousness as a physical being. Because one of the things that has happened, and we will get to this a little bit later on in this transmission, is that by creating a physical experience, you have created a certain perspective in your physical mind's consciousness that has allowed you to assume certain things about the relationship of your physical mind to these other levels that in some senses is upside down from the way it actually is structured. And being that you have perceived this structure in an upside down fashion has created the idea of a reinforcement of some of the negative conditions that you have experienced. So in explaining and clarifying this structure in this transmission, it is again our endeavor to allow you to understand the true nature of the relationship, the true order in which these levels exist in relation to one another, and by understanding the true order, to be able to utilize them in a more powerful, more effective way for the purpose of manifesting your experience of physical reality more efficiently, more powerfully, more clearly, more consciously, so that you can design your physical reality to be what you truly prefer it to be. Does everyone understand what we have just said? All right, so let us begin with the diagram at what you would call the top, with what is labeled the Oversoul. Now, this idea, as has been explained and defined in many ways from many different perspectives in your society, is the idea of a level of your consciousness that is much, much, shall we say, larger than your physical mind, and in fact is the repository and the reservoir from which all your lives come. All what you call past lives, all what you call present lives, all of what you call future lives, and all of what you call parallel reality concurrent experiences. Now, again, as a reminder, all lives exist at the same time because there is only now. And you make cross connections to these other lives to glean information from them that you may need in this life and to give information to those other lives that they may need in theirs. But for the sake of clarity, we will simply speak in a colloquial way and talk about the idea of past, present, and future, even though that's just an illusion. And all these lives exist at the same time. But the Oversoul is like the idea of the hand. And all the different lives that stem from it are like the idea of the fingers that extend from the same hand. So even though there may be many different lives, they are all connected back energetically, vibrationally, to the same Oversoul for many of you. To illustrate this point, of the approximately 6.5 billion people, individual personality structures that exist on your planet incarnationally at this time, that is only representative of approximately 300,000 Oversouls. So you are many, many, many of you connected to each other in a variety of ways. And even though you have distinct and unique lives, many of you share some of the same Oversoul vibrations, even in this reality, let alone all the other lives and all the other parallel reality extensions that the Oversoul can, shall we say, spin off from itself. After the Oversoul, in that sense, has extended different extensions, different ideas of different lives that it wishes to experience, the first level, shall we say, of differentiation that it creates within itself in order to create this spin-off is the level that you call the soul, the individual soul. So the idea you can see on your diagram is that it says individual soul and or spirit. There is a slight degree of difference between these two ideas, which we will explain later on. But for now, the idea is that the first level of differentiation vibrationally is what you call the creation from the Oversoul that contains many souls, the differentiation or extension of an individual soul that is destined in a sense or sent out to experience a particular unique life experience.